Okay, so today we're going to do number 114, Keys to Success. Today is going to be not totally specific to the holidays, although we're kind of doing a mini holiday series with Christmas 5 days away here. But it's some data that's going to apply across the board to those who need to stay away from gluten, which is all of you and me. So I'm Dr. Martin Rutherford, certified functional medicine practitioner, chiropractor.
Dr. Randall Gates, board certified chiropractic neurologist, also a chiropractor.
Yeah, so it's the diet seems to be the hardest thing always for people to really deal with. We understand that. There's a lot of confusion out there. The foods that we have to stay away from are our favorite foods. We get out there during Christmas and holidays and it's almost like your brain goes, it's okay, you know, for this. But we're going to talk about some of the stuff that some of you are going to be all over. So not to insult you.
Right.
And we're going to talk about some of the stuff we're finding that a lot of you are not all over and are eating things that you think are okay for you that are not okay for you. And so here's our effort to kind of clean that little area up for you relative to like candied walnuts and your salad and things of this nature.
Things that are seemingly benign, but candied walnuts are covered in gluten. All these hard candies, you know, the Werther's Originals, to our knowledge, things like that. I'm not saying specifically that candy, but the hard candies, the peppermint candies, they have gluten in them, and plus just a bunch of other crap. Excuse the French, but that's the best adjective for it. And you know, just always being cautious when you eat out. It's time after time after time patients come in, they eat out and they feel horribly. And then they say, well, where can I eat out? And usually our recommendations are you just have to be so definitive when you walk into that restaurant and say, if there is any gluten on my meal, you're going to hear from me. That way you send a message to the manager because they're busy in the back. They're trying to get out 100 meals or whatever in a short period of time. Lots of times they put flour on meats. That's what we're finding out from different chefs. Obviously the candied walnuts, all these other factors of cross-contamination can really affect a lot of you patients. We just had a patient who had some French fries that were cooked in a fryer that had other gluten-rich, you know, breaded materials, and they felt awful. Now, many of you have already been through that and you're aware of it, but for some of you, this is the first time you're hearing it. So that's why we're talking about it with that cross-contamination. And some people are more sensitive than others. Some people can handle that level of cross-contamination, others cannot. But it's just a good general rule to tell people when you eat out, these are my food sensitivities. I cannot have any of this. And please make sure my meal is right.
Yeah, and sweet potato fries, I thought was, Kevin was mentioning sweet potato fries.
Right.
I thought that was a good one because you're Mr. Sweet Potato.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And sweet potato fries can be cross-contaminated. I don't know, you know, I'm to the point where if it's got anything on it, I don't eat it. It's got to be pretty much, like I went out to dinner there in a really nice restaurant and I had a side of lentils, which happened to be very good. And I had because I can eat lentils, and I had a side of Brussels sprouts that were just done in butter, salt, and lemon juice. That was it. I don't know. Yeah, that was my meal. I don't know what to tell you. I walked out. I felt good. I wasn't on the toilet the next day. Mm-hmm. And restaurants are bad places for us. They just are. I have celiac, so that makes it a little easier for me. I just tell people, look, because a lot of times you get that's the other thing. You kind of get the long look. Sometimes, although restaurants are getting better, but I'll say, you know, I have celiac, so maybe you could fib to them. Mm-hmm. I say I got celiac, and they go like, oh, okay, let me get you the menu, and they really seem to be attentive at that point. So people seem to be getting celiac, but yeah, restaurants are tough. Restaurants are tough. I personally, I don't like salads with sweet stuff in it and little cranberries and with candied walnuts and stuff like that. So I'm fortunate that way. But like I'll get a Greek salad and I can eat goat cheese. So they'll put a little of that on there. So vinegar and oil, that's it. That's what I get. And it's just restaurants are tough. So it's not just, it's going, if you're going to go to your relative's house and they're going to have all this stuff out there. Look, to me, I look on the box. There's anything on that box. that is, first of all, it's in a box, I'm probably not eating it, for the record. But or if it's in a jar or something like that, if there's anything in that jar that says anything other than like salt or pepper or chilies or whatever's in that bottle, I'm pretty much not eating it. And that works out pretty good. I know. But
and these hard candies, the C's candies that are so popular right now, a lot of them have cornstarch in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just got to be attentive.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's our recommendation. Again, we won't be back till next Tuesday. Christmas is on Monday for those who celebrate whatever holiday you celebrate during this time of the year. We've given you the liberty to have your gluten-free extravaganza on that meal, so to speak. So just make sure it's gluten-free. If you need to splurge, that way I don't hear about you having rolls and bread and pasta and things of that nature. So just wanted to give that to all of you as well. Okay, so we'll see you next week for another Key to Success.